Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Adam's Quest. In the last episode, the baby bearyena that Scylla adopted hit his rebellious stage, and he kind of decided that he doesn't need us around anymore. Unfortunately, he's just wandering off on his own. He's actually like a fully grown bearyena now. So we could technically breed with him, but none of our tribe can't get to him, so we're going to have to bring some of our females over to meet him instead. Luckily, it seems like Raveneye's story is lining up perfectly for that. She doesn't feel a connection to anybody here, least of all her parents, of course, who kind of just left her to be raised under grandfather Kuroro's attention. So she has received her father's blessing. She has a little bit of that purring magic on her, so that should keep her safe if she does take any damage when she's swimming through the Oasis like this. I'm most worried about what's right at the side of this main island. It looks like that's where most of the deep water is, or most of the rapids at least. And it also seems like there's some uneven water leading toward the shores, so I'm not sure if she's going to struggle in that too. Luckily, she does have her mother's swimming tail, so at least she's going to be able to move a little bit faster than Rodukta when she's in the waves. But yeah, we're going to have to do this very, very quickly. So I'm going to set her up right at the edge. That way she'll have some more energy to claw her way to the surface. I guess she could probably take a break right here. And for that matter, she'll also have Seasong watching out for her. We learned that Seasong is a very good swimmer in the last episode, despite his own stinky tail. He would be even better if he had the mermaid's fin, the tail fin rather, that we have back here on lock. I am still shocked that he is our very first mermaid, with his derp snout and everything. I mean, we'll take what we can get, I guess. But I think it might be time for us to pack up the nest for now. We could have Spook maybe jump into the water down here, and we'll see if he can find any food for his babies. We have plenty of fish over on the other side of this island. I guess this is kind of going to be Fish Island. Oh my gosh, there's even more over here? Well, you have hit the jackpot, pumpkin. I think actually catching the fish is going to be worth more than picking the berries. So they have plenty of food. I think we can call Ghoul Island a success. I do wonder how long Spook is going to hang around, though. I mean, we already know him to be very, very mischievous, so I can't imagine he would want to stay in one space for too long. If he starts to get too bored, then he might just decide to move on, whether or not his family agrees. Now it looks like Scylla has arrived just in time to see our newest little piranha hunters try their hand at catching this thing again. Well, we have to try with Brightheart first. I mean, she's the one who started this mission in the first place, and I feel like she's rather offended that Stag is taking over now. He was always so lazy, just sitting by the coconut tree, picking up the coconuts from the ocean. But ever since these piranhas made fun of him, and look, they're doing it again right now, they're making fun of his laziness, and he just can't let that stand. Oh my gosh, Brightheart. Oh, he managed to catch it before you? Oh, she is going to be so dejected. I can see her just like leaving the ocean in a storm. Oh, I can't believe it. Lazy Heart beat her to the punch. Well, you must be feeling pretty proud of yourself, Heart. Maybe we could bring him back to his favorite coconut tree so we can enjoy some victory coconuts. I guess even Lionclaw could knock some more down for them. It'll be his last gift to his family since this is his final day. So we'll have him jump down here, knock down as many coconuts as he possibly can, and then scoot on right back to where his mate passed. Pretty fitting that the rest of the piranhas are still coming up right to his side, as if they know that one of their own has been taken down. Oh, but I just can't see Brightheart having the heart for it anymore. She feels like her entire life has been a lie up until this point. Well, maybe we could have her go... Maybe we could actually have her go toward the bearyena? Oh, wouldn't that be a twist? If she ended up running into this bearyena too? I might just have her do that. Scylla is going to have so many grandchildren pretty soon. And yet she doesn't even have any true children of her own. In fact, she doesn't really have anybody who's caught her eye yet. But now that she's at least with her tribe again, she can catch up with her big brother. They can share some of those berries together. Maybe he could even purr for her too, as they share their stories. She has been through quite a few things in her time rogue here. She has a lot to tell you. I guess she could probably tell him about their biggest brother too, Kiernuro, because it doesn't seem like he's going to end up coming back. Not only does he have this bearyena to keep track of, but he also has plenty of coconuts out here, and he has his crabbit friends. I feel like he's going to end up staying wherever the crabbits are just because he loves them so much. You know, I'm pretty sure that we may have actually forgotten to bury Kuroro. I'm not sure if we ever found him a root, so we're going to have to make sure that Tanzanite does that too, just in case. I would hate to miss out on one of our most beloved members of the tribe, of course. So we'll have Tanzanite pick up this one. Oh, and your brother's feeling much better. He has a little bit more energy today. Let's bring him out of the water. And you know, since we figured he would probably be drawn in the direction of Scylla anyways, perhaps as Tanzanite waits eagerly for him to join him, he'll be quite shocked to see him turn toward the royal family instead. There's just this burden here that only Sunstone can seem to sense. So hopefully Scylla can let him know about Cherry's passing too. He's going to have to try to dig up some sort of space for her to rest beneath the waves. And if he succeeds, then I'm sure he'll be viewed quite fondly in his leader's eyes. So all we should have left is to move around our creatures on the main island, and I think I would actually like to bring Sundew underneath the shade of the tree. We have these berries over here that she could pick from, and I think she would be a little bit more comfortable here anyways. Even though the shade probably isn't going to help her either, because the water definitely didn't, at least we'll feel like she's a little bit more comfortable. That means that we're going to have to leave the fish collecting perhaps to you again, Redukta. We have some more back here that you could pick up for us. And then him is going to try his best to clear every last fish from the stream. Let's have Foxtail come on over here to help him out too. She can probably manage that much. Maybe he could even offer up some pointers as well. He doesn't know how it is to swim with one of the stinky tails, but anybody with a water body has to be good for some pointers. So now we should be done with our turn. Let's go back to Kiernuro again. That way we'll be able to see where the beryena's going. Oh, this time he's actually coming up right to you. Oh, of course he wouldn't stray too far away from his coconuts. I wonder if perhaps we could have Kiernuro knock down some more for you guys. Let's scoot on in here, knock down the coconuts, and then jump back again. That way you two can feast as soon as the day passes. Maybe if we keep up with this coconut feast, he won't be going too far away. That would actually be perfect for you, Raveneye, because then you'll be able to meet him quite easily. So after we give you your third gem, let's see if we can get across this water without too much trouble. Actually, I think she may have evaded the rapids there. She might be able to swim a little bit further. Yes, you're doing all right. And you're even lighting up more of those little clown koi for Seasong to collect. Oh my gosh, you guys, there is just so much fish back here. This is literally what we've been waiting for. Seasong can go ahead and scoop up this one for you. I guess he's kind of just like coaching her right now. He sees that she's doing really, really well, but he just wants to make sure. And then you, Spook, you better come over here. You grab every last one of these morsels for your babies. Pumpkin can grab the berries, and then I think it's time for him to dive in too. With his water body, he needs a little bit of relief from the heat. I really wish that Spook's sons could join him, but unless they stay in the shallower portions, just like we're doing for Raveneye, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. I don't know about the water back here. Like you can see it's kind of moving a little bit faster than some of the shallow portions on this side of the island. That one has me concerned, and I don't want to see our little mermaid in particular get completely swallowed by the waves. I think even Ismee would probably be a little bit concerned. So despite his majestic tail fin, she's going to try her best to hold him back. While Frankenstein is a bit too curious for his own good. We'll bring him over here. He won't be able to pick from the berry bushes because he doesn't have the nimble fingers, but he can at least try to help his father scoop up the fish. He probably just really wants to impress Spook in whatever way he can. This is good though. I was starting to get a little bit worried about the food supply again. I know we are pretty close to moving to the next island, where we shouldn't have too much trouble with all of our poison fangs. But still, it's good to have a nice, comfortable blanket around the food supplies. That way, if it is hard to find food, we know that our creatures won't end up starving off in the first few days. Oh, the Crabbits are actually communing with you guys now? Well, that's awfully suspicious. I'm not sure if it would really be a message from Kiernuro, but I do wonder if perhaps the Crabbits are trying to lead Sunstone to the ocean. So let's bring him down here, and we'll see if we can find any good places to dig around for worms. Scylla found one. So if you guys can dig this up together, oh, that would be perfect. Hopefully on the next turn they can get that done. Then I'm sure her burden will be lifted. And do I see a leech way back here? Oh no, Sundew, I think it may have eyes for you. Maybe this is where Brightheart could swoop in and save the day. She's not going to be able to swipe it up, but if we settle her down right here, she can at least pick it off of Sundew. So there you go, small victories, Brightheart, but a victory nonetheless. And I'm sure it helps soothe the sting of her brother's betrayal. Oh gosh, and that's kind of sad. Both of them passing side by side and their skeletons are still there too. I mean, it is sweet. It's kind of like bittersweet in a way. It's sad, but it's also very, very fitting. So that means we're going to need a good spot to bury Lionclaw as well. And I guess Tanzanite, that's going to be left up to you. We'll bring him on over here so we can sniff around for more of those roots. And I have a feeling there's probably a few over here that we can dig up. We haven't really explored this area, and we do need to pick up the grass anyways. That way our creatures can get to the ports a little bit more easily. So as we track down the last of our fish, we should soon be ready to skip the day. It looks like all of them may have swam off over here. Maybe him's going to have to jump in too to try to find them again. I thought we had more than that over here. Did we truly deplete our source? That was awfully quick. Well, you guys might want to take a trip over to the Ghoul Islands as well then, because there are more fish here than that family can handle. But let's go ahead and skip the day, and I guess we'll see if today is the day that Raveneye is going to get to meet the friendly bearyena. Oh, how cute. Did you see that? The bearyena started to go up there, but I think he may have gotten a little bit nervous. Oh, did you see that beautiful, beautiful creature emerging from the waves? She must have spooked him off. Well, Raveneye, now is your chance to meet our lovely, lovely friendly bearyena. And I mean, she's going to be quite shocked to see a bearyena up so close like this. They do have a striking similarity after all, but with those bearyena claws. She's wearing one herself. She knows that her mother had one too. So that must be piquing her curiosity. So we'll have Kiernuro go ahead and pick up the berries. Maybe he could offer them up that one tasty coconut they can share. We'll have Raveneye maybe clear out a little bit of the grass, and hopefully our friendly bearyena will be willing to stick around. Raveneye makes some good company if you're not so scared of her. I do still want to bring Brightheart over there though, so I think with this newfound confidence of hers, maybe she's going to set off to find more creatures that she can help. She figures if she follows the Oasis, and if perhaps we have Rodukta come over here to clear out a pathway for her, then hopefully she'll be able to help anybody else who comes in contact with the leeches. So in kind of a roundabout way, I guess, she is still performing her original mission. I mean, she knows just how terrifying it can be to have a leech on you when the piranhas are swarming. So she wants to make sure that nobody else is going to meet that fate. Is this clown coin dead in the water too? I think it might still be alive. Yeah, looks like it's not one that you can catch, Seasong, but at least it's leading you back toward your family, and right back toward Foxtail as well. Let's have him scoot down here, chasing the fish right down the stream for a good easy meal. There's no better way for Foxtail to meet Seasong. Now I suppose it's time for us to see if Scylla and Sunstone will be able to dig up those worms on this turn. We'll have Sunstone use his turns first, and then maybe he'll try his best to show Scylla how it's done. Yes, there we go. So they finally managed to bury Cherry's remains, and hopefully that means that her soul will be able to pass on. I know that Scylla is going to feel very, very grateful, like an entire weight has just been lifted right off of her shoulders. So now she feels like she has a clearer mind to actually lead the tribe to the next island. And maybe she has a clearer mind to start her own family in the future too. I do want to hold off on it, just in case we do have enough time to bring her. Then we would want her family to start on the next island instead. So these two would be traveling side by side if everything goes well. It just depends how long it takes to actually breed these creatures with the bearyena and then bring them all the way back to where the ports are. So I guess on the same note, we better start figuring out who's actually going to go with us. We definitely want some of the Halloween babies to go, right? I mean, to be honest, I wonder if it would just be Spook. I love our little mermaid, of course, but I can't shake the feeling that Spook would probably want to go on another great adventure. Like, even though he has a family here, like I said before, he is not going to stand for just staying in one place like this. If he thinks that he can cause more trouble somewhere else, then Ghoul Island might just be left to his babies. No wonder Frankenstein was trying his best to impress his father. He must feel like he's just drifting away right now. That's gotta be pretty hard for him. So, should we have Locke try to set off into the water too? Despite his mother's best wishes, of course. I feel like he could probably make it over to the other side of the oasis. And then maybe he could explore over here with all the coconut trees. Oh my gosh, imagine how much food we could get here. Yeah, maybe we'll see if our little mermaid can actually swim right across. Oh geez, that is awfully deep though. Wait a second, a port. Oh no, we may have set Locke up in the wrong spot. Well, he's not drowning yet. Let's cross our fingers that he'll be okay. Ismy's probably just pacing Ghoul Island like a nervous wreck. All we really have left to do is move Tanzanite anyways. So go ahead and search for some more of those roots. There's that pesky mole again, but I think you're actually going to have to scare him. That way you can get to the roots a little bit more easily. Still nothing for you to use, I'm afraid. But we should be ready to skip the day now. So let's go back here to our little friendly bearyena and just make sure that he's not going to go too far away. Oh my gosh, I thought he was going off into the sea for a moment, but thankfully he decided to hang right around Raveneye. So I think these two are making some pretty fast friends. That seems pretty clear. Let's go ahead and set up Raveneye's mutation menu. We'll give her the normal eyesight, because I did notice that she has some short-sighted eyes. And what with the notoriously poor genetics that friendly bearyenas can carry, we don't really want to take any chances. I kind of want to leave the antennas as a possibility though, so I'm not going to place the ram horns in her mutation menu. I'm not sure that it would matter anyways since I don't think the bearyenas can pass ram horns, but I guess we're going to find out. So go ahead and breed with our friendly bearyena. Thanks to her perfect fertility that worked out pretty well. And then I guess we're going to send you off back into the grasses so you can carry that baby to the next island with us. I wonder how the bearyena is going to take that. I mean, that was a pretty quick romance. But I suppose that would give Brightheart the chance to swoop in too. In fact, the bearyena might even be smitten with her because she looks so much like Raveneye, at least as far as the purse now is concerned. Otherwise, they are kind of like polar opposites. We have the darkest of shadows in Raveneye and the sunniest of Savannah babies in Brightheart. I wonder if that means that their babies are going to look super, super different too, or if there's actually going to be a little similarity between them. Maybe that's even going to make them grow closer once they're both on the new island. Oh, and how fitting too! Rokia the crab had actually passed away, and we just set Cherry's remains to rest as well. That is awfully fitting timing. It makes me think that there was actually a connection between the crab and Cherry after all. So, Scylla, maybe you and Sunstone could start making your way over to the ports? He can kind of help guide you there, I guess. He's a little bit more familiar with this area anyway. She only remembers the Oasis. Oh, she hasn't been here since she was a little kid. That has to be very nostalgic for her. I guess she just wants to spend a little bit of time looking at her old home, seeing how much it's changed over the years. She'll get to see her big brother on the other side. We might as well bring him up here so we can clear out some of that extra grass, and he can wave to his little sister across the pool. A lot of these other creatures are new faces though. I'm not sure if she would recognize Sundew. So she'll just go ahead and pick her berries, do her dutiful work as always, making sure this island is in tip-top shape for her babies. Now let's bring Seasong over here, so we can try his best to teach Foxtail how to swim a little bit faster. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but I suppose you could gather up this algae for a training game. And you unearthed some fish too. Well, that is something that she would be a little bit more interested in, so let's have her try her best to swim after them. But yeah, they're just a little bit too fast for her, so you might have to guide them back in her direction, just like you did for him before. Now let's bring you over here to Ghoul Island. You are going to have to help your brothers, because they are going crazy trying to keep up with all these fish. I think Spook is going to have to find another batch over here, but Frankenstein, you're all out of luck. Well, let's have him try to pick up the grass. That way he'll be able to keep up with his father on the shore at least. And you, Locke. Oh, lucky you, you seem to be just fine. So let's bring you up to the surface. Oh, where you actually found a little base back here? I wonder if that means that somebody's living in this area. It looks like we have a route at least. So if we did need to bury one of your family members, we could definitely do that. Very, very interesting. You found something completely new. That would be great for Tanzanite. Unfortunately, oh, I guess he is having some luck. That was definitely not there the night before. So it looks like this is where you're meant to be after all, little Tanzanite. Your ancestors have spoken. I wonder if Hart feels just a little bit bad for stealing his sister's thunder. Probably not. Something tells me he does not feel bad one bit. He is going to reap the rewards. Now that his entire family has left, all of these coconuts and berries are just for him. So all we have left is you back here, Ismay. I don't know, maybe we should try to have her follow too. I feel like she is a little bit worried about her son. She does not want to leave his side, not with that majestic tail fin that he has. She wants to make sure that he stays somewhere safe. So we should be ready to pass the turn again. Let's go ahead and skip just one more day. That way we'll be able to find our bearyena friend, of course, with Brightheart too. So hopefully in the next episode, we can set up our creatures on the ports, because it's just going to be a matter of bringing all of our families to the right place. Oh, and Brightheart. Look at this. There's a leech coming up on your bearyena friend. Oh my gosh, I guess she had the right thing in mind after all. Here she had just saved Sundew from the leeches. And now she's about to save her new bearyena friend as well. Well, go ahead and swipe that up for us. I guess that means you'll need one extra turn before we can breed you two. But that's kind of fitting anyways. Here the bearyena was mourning over his lost love, and he's found something brand new in Brightheart the Savior. Brightheart the Leech Conqueror even. As long as we keep this area lit up, it shouldn't be too hard to lead our creatures through the grasses. And I'm sure that our two twins could probably do that job. It's kind of a familiar role to them, and it's about time that these two reunited anyways. Let's bring Rodukta right on back to his brother's side so we can guide Raveneye all the way up to our bluebird leader. Yeah, you have room for one more on your journey, Scylla. I mean, she is your brother's daughter. And how shocked he must be to see her current state. He must have quite a few questions for her, but I'd imagine that she's not too interested in answering any of them. She's living her own life now. She doesn't need any approval from him. So Scylla's time has nearly arrived, and I really, really hope that she's going to have enough time to get to the new island. If not, then at least we know she has somebody for her potential future heirs. But until that moment arrives, she has her sights set fully on the ports. So for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!